What's going on, guys? Steve Pulaski coming back with another review, this time of Monsters University. What's going on, guys? Again, I'm going to open with an apology and a couple things that'll preface my review. One, I'm sorry. I saw this movie yesterday, Monsters University, but I had to work yesterday late, and I couldn't get the review uploaded, okay? Now, I couldn't even get the written review uploaded, so tonight I'm playing catch-up and going to have to film this and then write it. But and then I was going to shoot it today. Today's my birthday, actually. I had a busy day today. I had to work in the morning. Then I went to a video store to get some stuff. Got a whole bunch, $120 worth of movies, okay? So I'm going to be busy. And then went out to dinner, great dinner. And then I just wound down a little bit, watched a movie. And now I'm shooting the review. And like I say, people are wondering where this setting is. This isn't a real special setting. It's just where I write the reviews. My computer's right in front of me, and it's kind of nice too. Maybe I'll start doing this more often. But what I like doing is, though, I like having the Wikipedia page up here. That way, I can remember people. I don't have to remember off the top of my head. I can just look up who did it or whatever. So I keep looking at the screen. But anyway, though, to preface this, okay? Like I said, it was my birthday today, and I've been really busy. Blackhawks. Guys know I'm a Chicagoan, okay? I live in Illinois. Big, fat congratulations to the Blackhawks, okay? There are only two sports I really like, football and hockey. I'm a big Blackhawk fan. I don't want to go on and say, like, I follow them since the beginning, because I haven't, okay? I've been on and off with this season. I watched a lot of the games when they were on that enormous 22, 23-game win streak, but I haven't kept up with it. I haven't been religiously watching every game, but I am a pretty sizable Blackhawk fan, okay? I really do like them. I was watching almost every playoff game, and I was working last night, though, so our store since I work at a liquor store, our store gets kind of dead, or pretty much dead right after the game starts, because people get a lot of liquor, and then they stay at home and watch the game, obviously. So I was watching a lot of the game on the TV there. And other two employees I was working with, they don't really care about hockey. Man, I went nuts when they won the cup, and I was like, the cup is ours, man. Mopping, gotta celebrate, okay? Very happy. As you can see, I got the only one is worthy of the cup poster back here. I got this cup back when they won in 2010, I believe. Okay, it's just a little, steel sign over here. I got another poster over here, which is an old one. This is from, the 90s, I think, of the Blackhawks, but my dad is a big Blackhawk fan, okay? We even got the 1988 through 89 team, because my dad used to go to all the games at the Chicago Center, I think. I'm not really sure what it was called. Anyway, I'm getting way off topic, okay? I wanted to 2 minutes about frivolous crap, okay? Let's get into Monsters University, all right? The movie is a prequel to Pixar's 2001 monster hit, no pun intended, of course, Monsters, Inc., okay? Now, I rewatched Monsters, Inc. a couple days ago. That's what I try and do, before a sequel or prequel or whatever the hell comes out. I try and watch, or a remake, I try and watch the original or whatever, prefaced it before, just so I can get it, just so I can remember it. I saw Monsters, Inc. in the theater. It's actually one of the first movies I remember seeing in the theater. And I liked it in the theater, and I liked it even more when I watched it on DVD, okay? Or when I watched it on TV a couple days ago. It's a very good movie. It's a very wholesome movie. And I think a lot of the misconception with this movie is, which is why I've heard people, even parents, talk about how they didn't want to show their kids this movie because they were afraid it was scary. But Pixar does a brilliant job at making both of these movies not scary for little ones. Movies like Hotel Transylvania or Frankenweenie or Paranorman, those are the new trend is to mix horror and animation. I have a feeling that they're going to be a little bit scary for kids. Monsters, Inc. and Monsters University, despite the titles, which may be a little bit ominous, they really do a great job at incorporating the kid-friendly stuff with it. So I really do like that, and I do think Pixar gets major props for taking a kind of a scary idea, kind of a scary, rigid idea, and making it very presentable to the young ones. That I have to say. I definitely recommend both movies. Even if your kid's 3 or 4, I definitely recommend both these movies. But anyway, though, the prequel is about basically telling the story of Mike and Sully before they were before they were working at Monsters, Inc. They attended a college called Monsters University, a scare school, and joined the scare program, okay? And Mike Wazowski's voiced by Billy Crystal, who I really like, and Sully is voiced by John Goodman, who I also really like. So you got great voice talents right up front. And so it's basically their adventures at Monsters University and how they get kicked out of the scare program because, Sully screws around too much and Mike is just not scary. So what they wind up doing is they wind up actually forming a sorority to try and compete in the scare programs, and if they're eliminated, then they can't play anymore. Then they can't be in the university anymore. That's the plot. It's pretty basic stuff, but well done, okay? That's what I look for in an animated movie. It's very hard to find things that are fresh nowadays, especially with animation. So I think of it not about the cliches, and it's about how we get there. And Pixar does a really good job. I have a feeling that people doubted Pixar way too much when Cars 2's come along. Now everybody's gossiping about how Pixar is on a downfall. Now, are their last three movies, Cars 2, Brave, and Monsters University, sorry, my air conditioner just kicked on, are they a little bit lesser than their previous films? Yes, I would say so, okay? Not significantly lesser. It didn't go from this to this in like record time. It slipped a little bit, okay? I'm not gonna pretend that, okay? Brave and Cars 2 and Monsters University are probably, in retrospect, if you want to compare them to the big leagues that pioneered the Pixar franchise, or the studio, they do kind of pale in comparison, okay? I'm not going to beat around the bush on that note. But that doesn't mean they're still not enjoyable, okay? And I would say Pixar, even at its weakest, is better than modern Disney from what I've seen, okay? Modern Disney speaking from 2001, 2000 onwards, okay? Average Pixar is still better than good Disney, I would say, in recent times. Now, I like this one because of its animation. I think in terms of animation, okay, this is probably the best Pixar has done. Toy Story is still, all of Pixar's movies are breathtaking, but this one has some features that I like. The poster of the movie I'm looking at right now, the poster has a lot of color. It's got to be one of the most colorful posters. I'll see if I can get it, on this camera. See if you can see it right there. Sorry, I'm kind of doing this really mediocrely, but it has to be one of the most colorful posters I've seen this year, okay? And the movie is too very colorful, as you can expect. But Pixar has really gotten better with the lighting and the coloring and the texturing and the shadowing of their movies in recent time. And I applaud this movie because it does a brilliant job at showcasing its art direction. It has art direction and it shows it, okay? That's the main thing I like this movie for. Because the animation is bright, it's vibrant, it's colorful, it leaps off the screen to you, and it really catches you by surprise. It is a sin to see this movie in 3D. I saw it in 2D gratefully. Don't see it in 3D. It dims the colors. You will get a crappy, low-lit version of this movie. Do not see it in 3D. You're committing sin. Okay? Moreover, though, I like this movie a lot. It's got an engaging story. It's entertaining. And that's about it. That's about all I can say. I can't really say too much more than that. This is a hard movie to review. It's not like we're Brave, where I had a numerous amount of talking points. Brave was a little bit underwhelming, don't get me wrong. But the thing about Brave that I also liked, though, is it had a strong message. It had a strong central character. If it would have slowed its roll a little bit and maybe done a few things differently with the third act, it would have been a really great movie. But Pixar did some questionable things, but I still think that if you look at the themes of that movie, if you want to go ahead and read my review, you will find a subversive film in there. Anyway, though, that's about all I can say with this movie. There's not a whole ton to say. It's entertaining. The characters are nice. It is kind of cute to see these characters where they came from. My dad, who I saw this movie with, he was very critical when it comes to animated movies. Not like me. It's like if he's annoyed by one or two things, the whole movie sucked. His scale, he'd give it a 1 star, okay? And he laughed a couple times, but he said, though, he would have rather seen this first than Monsters Inc. Don't listen to my dad. Don't listen to my dad, okay? I'm giving this a 3 star, okay? I like this movie. This is also coming from the guy who gives Toy Story 3 0 stars, calling it one of the worst films he's ever seen. Anyway, moving on, though. I like this movie. I think it's nice. I think the characters are very fun. And it's been a pretty mediocre year for animated movies, don't get me wrong, too. The last animated movie we got was Escape from Planet Earth, my first video review, actually. And it was okay. It had some decent little quirks about it. It was zippy. It used the imaginative animation theory that I like to employ. But outside of that, and as a babysitter, there's not much to this. This is a movie worthy to see in theaters, okay? It leaves you warm-hearted. The only underwhelming thing about this movie that I will say is the short at the beginning, the blue umbrella. The more I think about it, kind of disappointing, not gonna lie. Interesting enough, keeps you a little in tune. It's a little cute thing, but that's about it. Its cuteness wears off a little bit. This was the first Pixar movie that I've seen in theaters where I actually wanted the short to end so I can watch the movie. But anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. Sub if you haven't. Really appreciate everybody supporting me. Thanks for all the birthday wishes again. More than you can ever imagine. Thank you guys for watching and for subscribing. Check out my review. My review of Monsters University will be posted on Influx magazine as soon as it is up. Keep in mind these video reviews are only companion pieces to my written review. You will not get the full opinion in this video review. You want the full opinion, click the link below. Thank you guys for watching. Sub if you haven't, like I said, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.